The city of Jerusalem in present-day Israel has been host to a violent history. Since it was established by King David as his capital in the 4th millennium, BC, the city has changed hands countless times, being under the control of empires from the ancient Babylonians to the 20th century Ottomans. As of December 6 of 2017, though, President Donald Trump officially recognized Jerusalem as the capital of modern Israel. With the world's most powerful nation finally recognizing that Jerusalem is their country's capital, Israeli citizens erupted in jubilant celebrations. For them, this was one of the most important events of their lives. And there's good reason why. As the Daily Caller reports, 18 years of Arab rule in the aftermath of World War II had left their mark on the Jews and Christians of Jerusalem. After a 1949 armistice between the new nation of Israel and its Arab enemies left the city split, those living in the eastern side were subject to Muslim control under the rule of Jordan. Life in these conditions was absolutely horrid. Trending, U.S. Navy just destroyed West Point. Call me in the best way possible. Arabs returning to the old city of Jerusalem after the lifting of the curfew imposed during Arab rioting against Jews during the British Mandate. D22084, Christians were not allowed to make pilgrimages during holidays such as Easter and Christmas. Christian schools were forced to include Quran teachings. The official state religion was Islam. Property around holy sites could not be held by anyone but Muslims. Mosques were built next to churches in an attempt to shame ethnically Arab Christians into accepting Islam. The Jewish residents of Arab-controlled territory had it much worse. They were outright banned from East Jerusalem. They were kicked out of their homes, and property was seized by the Arab government. While the Jews were exiled from the cities, Jewish holy sites and cemeteries were desecrated and destroyed. There were no operating synagogues in Arab-controlled areas. The cemeteries, including the 2,000-year-old Mount of Olives, were torn apart, with bones being left out in the open. The memorial stones themselves were used to pave streets and walkways. For people who had just endured the Holocaust less than a generation before, this was unacceptable. Child survivors of Auschwitz, related, leader of Muslim nation sounds off, no such thing as moderate Islam. In 1967, the Six-Day War began. Israel faced down the armies of four gigantic enemies, using superior equipment and tactics. The Israel Defense Forces took down Egypt, Iraq, Jordan, and Syria piece by piece. The once superior Arab forces were laid to waste in 6 short days. Six-Day War. An Israeli troop carrier on the east bank of the Suez Canal opposite Ismailia. June 1967. D326-110. This resulted in a reunified Jerusalem and the Greater Israel with borders reflecting its historical boundaries. Once the Holy City was back in Jewish hands, there were no repercussions for the previous occupiers. No revenge was taken, and the city was open to all people of any faith. This speaks volumes of the character of Israel and the Jewish people. The capacity for forgiveness and compassion is immense. But as Israel's neighbors have learned, so is their capacity for fighting. Share this on Facebook and Twitter to spread the word about what's at stake for Israel when it comes to control of Jerusalem. What do you think of the barbaric treatment by the controlling Arabs? Scroll down to comment below.